Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. If you haven't checked it out yet, I do have a book out. It's called TPM, Theatroplasticity Method. It's about how you can use the power of theater tools to change your brain, change your mindset, change your lifestyle. First and foremost, I just want to say, one of the things that stops people from actually achieving the flow state is that they start to take on extra baggage. Okay, they start to take on extra baggage. They start to take on other people's problems as their own. Does this ever happen to you? Someone is expressing and venting themselves to you, and you feel the need to solve their problem quite immediately. You feel like, oh man, they're in a world of hurt, they're in a world of pain. And it's a very human thing, where you see someone suffering and you're like, hey, I want to help them out. I want to do my best, I want to give my 2 cents. But sometimes we end up giving unsolicited advice, or we try to change somebody that isn't asking for any help in the first place. And I understand that it's difficult to ask for help. For certain people, it is a problem. Try on this mental activity. Would you rather help 10 people or save one person's life? This is where ethics comes in, right? I mean, a pretty sane person would say, yeah, I'd rather save 10 people rather than one person. But again, where is your answer coming from as well? That's something you want to know too. It's like, do you want to save more people because you'll get recognized as helping more people? Or do you genuinely feel like, okay, I can help more people and it's within my capacity to do so? Where is your intention coming from? Stop taking on extra problems from other people. Everybody has problems, right? Everybody has suffering. Everybody has issues that they're dealing with. But when you start to make it about your issue, you're starting to take their storyline and ingraining it with your own storyline and your own identity. I see so many smart, bright, intelligent people, when they get out of a relationship with somebody, they feel uneasy. They feel like, oh man, I'm not the same person that I was. I don't know who I am anymore. All I knew is my life with them. I don't know who I am outside of them. Good, this is your time right now for you to discover who you truly are without anybody else. I think there is a blessing and a curse to a kind of solitude, right? Because once we figure out, okay, this is who I truly am, and who I've been being for other people is for them to feel appreciated, for them to feel loved. But all we're doing is we're just emptying our cup to make sure that they're okay. But it needs to work the opposite way too. You need to put the oxygen mask on first before you start helping others. So a certain day where you feel like, man, I'm out of it. I can't give my 10%. It's still great to give something in that moment, but if you're giving your 10%, you're going to be on zero. If you feel like, oh man, I can't even give 10%, give 1% at least, right? Still give. It's great to still be giving. Giving is abundance. And when you can help others, that's a great thing. But when you're going out of your way to make sure that everybody has your idea of reality around you, that starts to become much more of a dictatorship mindset, right? That's not a mindset to help humanity or to heal the planet. That's a mindset where you're like, man, everybody should be like me. It's this idea, it's this doctrine, it's this ideology. What I find especially problematic with a lot of people, and I've done this with myself, so I can speak about this so freely, they want a person that they can speak their heart out to. They want that trust. But can you give trust to someone if you don't trust yourself? You see, it starts with a self-relation. So if you don't trust your own actions, and you feel out of control with yourself, are you going to feel in control around others? What a lot of us do, we take problems and then we pile it onto other people. And we say, here, take my stuff. Let me hoard this furniture into your house. Let me move it in. And you're like, no, I don't think that, I don't know if that's, I guess, yeah, sure. And you're being a nice person, genuinely. You're being a nice person, so you're like, yeah, okay, sure. But then, is that other person's intentions pure? You gotta ask yourself that, you know? Like, compassion is very important. And it helps us, it saves us in many different situations. For example, if someone yells at you, you gotta understand they were pretty angry. Or something else might have happened and they project that onto you. Right? And they transfer that hatred for something else onto you. But once you can realize that and be like, hey, I'm sorry, that wasn't me. Right? We say that all the time. That wasn't me, something happened and I just wasn't feeling in the right mindset. I said those things, I didn't really mean them. Well, guess what? You did mean them. You did mean them in that particular state of consciousness. You didn't mean them. But then when your consciousness shifted, you're like, no, I didn't mean it. So that's what happens, is we shift our levels of consciousness constantly. So being aware of that consciousness shift gets us a lot more clarity in terms of, okay, I'm out of flow now. That's okay. I'm going to make it my intention to get into flow, not being micromanaging and, doing little micro adaptations all the time, but actually taking ownership and being like, hey, this is what I feel, and this is how you're making me feel. And I'm not saying that that is the truth, but this is my truth, and this is my perception, this is how I see it. Protecting your energy and protecting your environment and your energy levels and your mindset is not an easy task. It's definitely challenging at first, especially if you don't have the tools of communication, imagination, contemplation, all of these tools. If you have those things set, if you have self-awareness tools that you now know they're part of your utility belt, like Batman has a utility belt, right? You can pull out different objects, right? So maybe you might pull out a tool and it's the wrong tool. You're using a Swiss Army knife, whereas you should just be using some scissors. Right? So what is a tool that will make it easier for you to move forward? There's this funny game show called Baggage. I don't know if you've heard of it, but people come and they try and date each other and they have these different baggages, small baggage, a medium baggage, and a large baggage. Right? And will they still date each other after revealing their secrets to each other? That's kind of what it's like with people in relationship or in relation to each other, even in friendships. This is what happens. We keep secrets from each other even when we're close friends, and we don't have this sense of trust and we don't open up with them, and we carry around this baggage with us. It's okay, and you got to understand at certain points you got to feel okay to open those baggages and share those things, because again, it's a sense of freedom. You're releasing it and exposing it into the world, and at the same time you're like, boom, it's gone. It's not in my mind anymore. It's not this ethereal, weird concept in my mind, but now it is spoken of. And it is expressed in a certain way. And now it feels like, whew, I've let go in some way, I've released in some way. But if we keep holding things in, holding grudges, holding that, holding this, attached to the physical realm, attached to this other thing, we start to get much more into that overthinking mode. And that's the worst place to be if you're trying to get into flow. So how can you protect that energy and how can you maintain a flow state? This is your space. Imagine like a force field around you, okay? Imagine a force field just around you. Whatever words people speak, this is a great visualization, by the way. Whatever words people speak that are negative, that are harmful to you and your character, they're not constructive criticism, they're just straight up criticism. You want to imagine that the words just it can't pierce the aura. It can't pierce that force field. So it's going boing, it's bouncing out, right? It's going through, and then it's not affecting you. Or it's going around you. It's like someone trying to, shoot you with bullets, right? And their words are bullets, and they're trying to hit you, and they're missing. That's the visualization. That's the power. That's how you can generate and maintain your own vibe. With that powerful visualization, their words aren't impacting you anymore. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You've heard that before, right? But words can hurt people, and we've become too sensitive. So it's time to bring that animus, that energy back, okay? That light, that discipline, that focus, that grit. Let's go. Let's get it going. Upward Spiral gang. Join me on this adventure. Join the Telegram group. Start posting your wins. Let's get it going. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary.